races for which there are uncontested, and they are up on screen right now. So are the two candidates who are in the contested race here with us today?
Yes.
Okay, Jeff Heyman, I see. So I will give you the floor for a 1-minute opener, and then whatever questions will be posed after that, okay? And then we will go to the other candidate, Bill Withrow, if he is here, for a similar presentation. So go ahead, you may start.
All right, thanks very much. I can't see myself, but I hope you guys can see me and you can hear me all right. It's Jeff Heyman, and I am running for the Area 1 seat for the Peralta Community College District. Area 1 is both of the islands of Alameda and a portion of Oakland. I served at the highest levels of the district for over 18 years. I've served 6 chancellors and have more depth of experience than anybody currently in administration or serving on the board. And that includes Bill Withrow, who's been on the board for 16 years. Look, it's real simple if you ask me. I put up on my website, which is heymanforstudents.com, a list of newspaper articles. You just go ahead and look at those headlines and you ask yourself, is that the kind of community college district we want to run? I don't think so. And that's why I filed a whistleblower complaint before I left in 2018. I filed the complaint in 2017 and I left in 2018 because we need to reform the Peralta colleges. It's an expensive, dysfunctional system. It's been on probation for its accreditation twice in 10 years. It's had to call in emergency managers to clean out the fiscal problems, and the mismanagement and appropriations has to stop. Thank you.
All right. I do not see any questions on the questions that were submitted before this meeting, and I'm going to...
David, do we want to take the opening statement from all the candidates in the race and then go to questions?
We can do that, especially since there are no questions that I've seen so far.
Bill,
maybe there will be questions that the members can ask on chat at this point.
So Bill, go ahead, you've got 1 minute.
Do I speak up now?
Yeah, Bill, you can start.
Okay, Bill Withrow. I'm a candidate for re-election to the governing board as a trustee. I'm a registered Democrat, and I've been that way for decades, past president of the Alameda Democratic Club. I'm very proud and quite frankly honored to be a part of this institution. We have a tremendous mission, and we have a tremendous cadre of about 1,900 faculty and staff that have done an extremely good job of providing student success. Contrary to what my competitor has said, by the way, he spoke about the whistleblower. You can read that on the Peralta email and read what the whistleblower statement stated. And you can also then read what a third party did in the investigation, which exonerated the institution totally.
And that's your time.
Okay, so on chat, there have been 2 questions asked. And the first one, and I will direct this to Bill first, is who has endorsed you? And then a follow-up of Peralta faculty. So please, you can answer that question first, and then we can turn over to your opponent at that time.
Well, as far as endorsees, I have 64 civic leaders. I'm sure you don't want me to take up the time in going through it, but the current mayor of Alameda, the immediate past president of Alameda, past mayor of Alameda, and just a whole cadre, if you will, of civic leaders that I'm very proud to be associated with.
Thank you. And Mr. Heyman, you can go ahead and answer that question too.
Okay, very good. Let me ask you, do I have 2 minutes on that, or?
You do have 2 minutes to answer that, yes.
Very good.
And I will tell you, I will vary from the procedure I laid out before. If the answers are short, I might add other questions. Okay.
Okay, it sounds
It's
good.
one minute per question, by the way, David.
Oh, okay. 1 minute. Sorry.
Was it 1 minute to answer the question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I thought it was 2. All right, well, I wanted to, all right, first off, because I did want to rebut something that Bill said. One, the whistleblower complaint, they spent $150,000 doing a whitewash on it. And unfortunately, the things that I did bring up, most of them have become reality. And you can see that in the FCMAC studies and things like that. My endorsers are on my webpage. You can read those at heymanforstudents.com. I will say I have 5 past presidents of College of Alameda and a whole bunch of other Peralta folks, solid Peralta folks. I want to say something about an endorsement that Bill has on his. He has the endorsement of Joel Laguerre, the past chancellor. That man broke the law. He was fired by the district. And I would like you to ask Bill, why in the world would you have somebody who you fired who broke the law as an endorser?
And the second part of that question was the Peralta faculty. Have they supported you, endorsed you?
Are you talking about the union or faculty in general?
Well, the question is Peralta faculty. You might want to answer both.
All right, well, the union hasn't come down officially yet, but I have a good number of faculty behind me. Some of them are on the website.
Okay. The second question, and you can start with this, Mr. Heyman, is what are the systematic issues, setting aside any personnel issues, affecting the Peralta colleges, and what are the most important actions to address them? You have 1 minute.
All right. Well, look, you can actually read what the state chancellor has said about the dysfunction at the Peralta colleges. It starts at the top and with the board. And that's why I'm running for board reform. Micromanagement, not even following their own policies, let alone setting policies. The board can't seem to do any fiscal oversight whatsoever. It's lost tens of millions of dollars. And I think it starts there. I think what has to happen is we need to reform the board. We need to make sure that the teachers and the staff have the tools they need to make sure that our students get the classroom instruction that they deserve.
Thank you. And I will turn that question over to you now. Would you like me to repeat it?
Please.
What are the systematic issues, setting aside any, it says personal issues, but I assume it's personnel issues, I'm not sure, affecting the Peralta colleges, and what are the most important actions to address them?
Well, obviously the COVID-19 is and the health and safety for our faculty and students is the number one priority, the number one issue that we've got to focus on. Yes, we're going to go virtual. There's no question about that. We've already started on a virtual basis, but that's easier to say than it is to do. And I know our faculty are working exceedingly hard to come up to speed on the best methods to provide a high quality education with virtual. But neither here nor there, we have to watch for their health and safety. Number two, we recognize that the local economy has been hit, as well as the economy of the country, but the local economy has been hit pretty substantially. And just an awful lot of our students, 80% of our students, the last time we checked, work. And just a lot of their jobs have gone away. But neither here nor there, there's a tremendous turnover, if you will, in terms of jobs in the economy, local economy. And we've got to
That's your minute.
focus. We have to focus on career awareness.
Thank you. I believe we still have time for at least one more question, if not more. So I'm going to ask the next question, which is, Bill, do you support the expansion of ethnic studies at Peralta to correspond to state colleges requiring it for graduation?
Absolutely. There's no question about that. There's no question about that. As a matter of fact, going back many, many years, and I do have an elected background going over about 25 years, but I feel that ethnic studies should be required for just a whole plethora of our majors, but certainly where we're in public safety. We have a tremendous program up at Merritt College in public safety. and we feed a lot of police areas throughout the Bay Area here. It should be required to get that AA. It should be required, whatever the certificate they're going to get, that they have ethnic studies. That's number one. Number two, I have proposed that to a couple of the mayors that they offer their police officers $50 a month increase in pay for every completed ethnic studies course that they take.
And I will turn that question over to you, Mr. Heyman.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, I think Bill and I agree on this one, and I'll add one thing to it. I mean, I think we're very, very proud at Peralta Colleges that we are the home, the birthplace of ethnic studies. You'll hear people say it started at SF State, it started at Harvard or somewhere else. It started at Merritt College with the Black Panther Party. And that's something we ought to be damn proud of, and we ought to share, and we ought to make that part of our history, because that is going to build diversity and inclusion at our colleges. So yes, we need to celebrate ethnic studies. We need to expand it. We need to tell the story of the Black Panther Party and the social justice fight that they undertook, because they had been Merritt College students. It's something we're extremely proud of. I want to add one thing. We did a film on the Black Panther Party starting at Merritt College. You can find that on my website, which I put it down in my name there. It's called Merritt College, Home of the Black Panthers. I showed that film very proudly at the United Nations. It's won awards all over the country. And that's what we should be celebrating when we celebrate ethnic studies, that it really did start at the Peralta Colleges.
I still think we have time for one more question.
We don't, because we have 2 more candidates in 2 more races, and we only have until 25 for them both.
Oh, okay. Each of those people will get 1 minute each. Thank you, Solly. So thank you, Mr. Heyman, and thank you also, Mr. Withrow. The next 2 candidates, I will first call Kevin Jenkins if he is present. Are you, Mr. Jenkins?
See him. I saw Deanna though. So I'm going to promote her to panelist, and we can start with her. Deanna's being promoted to panelist.
Let's see here. Somehow. Okay, there you are.